I know this ain't summer on a Sunday. It's Sunday and it's fun day. And when something isn't real, we sometimes call it a con. And we might be talking cons, huh? One is pawning his stocks, and the other is taking bumps, and we ain't talking about Shaka. We are the nation of
Ooh,
conversation, and
Come on
this
now.
is the
ooh.
Three Amigos Show podcast.
Do,
Well,
do,
it's like
do, do,
nameplate. I like it.
Not only is it the Three Amigos Show podcast, but it's also our season finale, y'all.
Woo!
Yeah, we made it.
Nature.
Dead. None of us killed each other. We survived a lot: tornadoes, earthquakes, eclipses, everything. But nonetheless, we'll slip all the pleasantries and go straight into the intros. First of all, first and foremost, as always, there's no shook hands in Brooklyn. If you don't know me, you will. I am the voice and the people's choice, the hardest working man in showbiz. I am brilliant, bright, but always willing to fight. I am Brandon Boys.
Okay.
Yes, that's who I am. That's me. For those of you just listening, it's the voice you always hear. Normally at the beginning that does all these intro. All right, feel free to follow me at Instagram at Random Thoughts. Those of you watching, it's right there. Moving right along, hailing from the livest borough, Brooklyn, repping Flatbush to the fullest.
Yes,
Dark
indeed.
He is the voice of our turnbuckle talk and the realest on the turntables. He's the grand opening and the grand closing. He's Mr. High Profile himself. He is the Panamanian guy. He is the Michelle Key.
That man right there, fam. That man right there, fam.
Yes,
That's him right there.
yes,
Say
indeed.
something for the people. You ready to do
Listen.
this? How was your week?
Listen, you know what? I'm so excited for this damn show. You know, we got so much to talk about in so little time. You know,
That's a fact.
shouts to my co-host, and
Yes,
we're gonna
that's definitely a
get
fact.
to it this evening.
We will. He is lyrical. He is definitely a miracle. He is spiritual. He is criminal. He is sometimes minimal. He is bare minimum. Aluminum bars. We waiting to hit him. We are. He is the host, formerly known as Diesel Washington.
Right.
You got to put your hands together sometimes and think for the amazing David Grace. How you doing, Diesel Washington? David Grace, who are you today? That's him. Say something for the people listening so they know who the hell is who.
Hello. You just threw me off guard. You threw me off guard like a motherfucker just now. Today.
You should be ready to stay on the fly with this by now. And last but certainly not least, he's the other high yellow one on this show. What's going on? Thank you for joining us. Good night. First of all, those of you watching on YouTube Live right now, we appreciate you. He's the other high yellow one on the show, the bald guy. Well, I'm bald too, but y'all never see because I always got on my thinking cap. That was a plug. But get your pen and paper because he's going to draw out your pen and perspectives, and you're going to learn to love it like it's KFC. I want y'all to holler because he is unapologetically the Grenadian's car. He's the whole package, and you got to take it. He is Masquerade Cam.
Let's go.
With a tank top on today.
You know what I mean? Gotta bring it for the people.
Look like
Is that a rock shirt you're wearing?
Yeah, baby. Just bring it. Just do it.
Okay. Roman's on break, so you switched to the rock. Huh?
Nah, man. There's always been a rock since I was a peep. A little tiny guy.
It's always been the rock. Oh, cool. Wow. Well, we want you to join in on the Nation of Conversation. If you don't already, subscribe, like, share, and comment, and join us in the conversation. Before we go any further with a lot of talk that we got to get into, we here at the Three Amigos want to send out a RIP to an incredible man. He was a great fellow podcaster by the name of Terry King Trey D. He was the creator of We Love Wrestling, so we send out our prayers and condolences to his family, his friends. His line was always, if you love wrestling, I love wrestling, and we love wrestling. And he started definitely a pioneer in this podcast and in wrestling podcast, with Black Wrestling Podcast, to be exact. So shouts out to him. We're going to send him love. But we got lots to talk about. Let's put on our headsets and posture ourselves to get in the gorilla position. First thing I want to ask, we're not spring chickens anymore, but when we were younger, right? What's one song you sung as a kid that you ain't had no business singing? Cam, you're the youngest, you're the baby. I'm gonna start with you.
Ironically, this song was me and my mom's favorite song to sing together until she realized I figured out what it meant. And it was, "Ooh, baby, I like it raw." Me and my mom was up in the crib. It came on the radio, it was like, "Ooh, baby, I like it raw. Yeah, baby, I like it raw. Ooh, baby." And then one day I went to my mom and said, "Mom, you know what that song means?" She goes, "What, son?" I said, "It means having sex without a condom." She goes, "Oh, no. That's a nasty song. We shouldn't sing that song no more." That's a song I had no business. My mom
also want to sing that song.
I'm just curious to know, how many kids your mom have?
Oh, at that time it was just me and her.
Oh, okay. So she liked the raw one time.
At least.
That's how we all got here.
Yeah.
Yes, that decision was made.
Mashup King, you are the hip hop aficionado. The real on the wheels of steels. What was a song or songs you were singing as a kid that you had no business singing?
I have two.
Okay.
Right. One, I used to sing around the house, and my grandma was like, this song is nothing but pure nastiness. Okay. So the first one was, "Some make your crutches, never fear." Ooh, yeah.
You were singing that as a kid?
Oh, the man takes it. And my grandma was like, "You don't say you can't sing to records like."
Wait, you were singing that as a kid?
Yes, because I would hear it on the reggae mixes.
Yeah.
I heard that as an adult and was like, "Oh, dub time for dub there."
And the second one also happens to be a reggae song. And it was, "Galloway, you put a printer."
You were singing that in the house too?
That man knew what he wanted. He knew what he liked as a youth. He knew what he liked as a youth.
Those two nasty records that almost got me canceled in the house.
It got you killed. I don't know about cancel back in the days. Dodging BCW.
Nino Brown shit. Cancel this.
Diesel Washington, David Grace, my brother. What is a song as a child that you were singing that you probably should not have?
Any of them motherfuckers. Y'all can hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Any of the motherfucking Death Row songs. It was always ain't no fun if the homies can't have none. Well, guess who's back in the motherfucking L with a motherfucking fat dick for your motherfucking mouth? Shit like
the
that.
words. Okay. Said the words. Yep.
It was shit like that. I think it was a Biggie song too. The world is filled with pimps and hoes. We just talk about those I know. That was my shit. I was always singing that. And another one was Freaking You remix, Jodeci featuring Wu-Tang Clan. Oh my gosh. Every time I close my eyes, I wake up feeling so horny.
Yep.
That was
the tune. That was the tune.
Yeah,
that was a hit. You kind of almost took mine with the Jodeci because my mother was like, "Horny, you ain't even got a dick to be horny. You better be waking up horny. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? Not up in here, TPing and shit. Put it down. Put it down." Nah.
Oh man.
My two songs. One is a reggae song, which was Flex, "Time to Have Sex."
Yes.
That I still know word for word to this day. There's another record that I won't admit that I know every single last word to, which is "Boom Bye Bye." It's another one I shouldn't have been singing. And third was Adina Howard, "Freak." Be a freak until the dawn. Ain't know nothing about freaking. Ain't know nothing about nothing. I was singing that.
We all got
my motherfucking song.
A unifying theme in all the songs that we weren't supposed to be singing.
Well, that's what generally that's what it was unlike taboo to be talking about at a certain age.
That's a fact. That's absolutely a fact. So moving right along in the gorilla position, right? On Friday Night SmackDown kicked off the WWE 2024 draft. We will, of course, get into that a little bit later, but I want to know your thoughts on, right? Do you believe that drafting main roster Raw and SmackDown talent to NXT, is that hustling backwards?
No.
Riddle me this. Mash out.
No, I don't think so. Because you know what? They're representing themselves as a very formidable third brand. And, you know, now that they're going to the UFC arena in Las Vegas now permanently, I think that it's going to bring in more eyes to the product. Okay. And they're going to be on the CW coming up this fall. So at the end of the day, it's not a lose. It's not a lose situation. You're going in with the understanding that you're going to be on another network and you have to have more eyes on the product. So I say no.
Okay, Diesel Washington, you are the NXT aficionado, I would say. I mean, it's fair enough to say.
He is. He definitely is.
Yeah. So what is your take on? Do you think main roster Raw and SmackDown talent to NXT, being drafted to NXT, is it hustling backwards?
Nah, of course not. What I see it is, I see it as a blind excuse for the people who needed to go back to be like repackaged, get their image together. I feel as though it's more so that than hustling backwards. We've seen a lot of superstars go back, right? And we've seen them reinvent themselves, like the likes of Baron Corbin, right? Mm-hmm. Look who Baron Corbin defined himself to be. Like we already know who he was before. And to see that when he went back to NXT, he got that passion back. Mm-hmm. That's the Baron Corbin that we all know to love. So I think crazy.
Sorry.
I think that's a good thing for most superstars that need that restart. You know.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So what you was about to say, Brandon?
I would say what's crazy is when I thought of the question, he was the person exactly in mind that I had. I was like, yo, look how Baron Corbin actually changed. And like, you could never get nobody to cheer for Baron Corbin, but even with him tagging with Braun Breaker and becoming NXT Tag Team Champions, people was legit behind him, and they put on some fire matches, not to mention. Masquerade Cam, what do you think? Is going to NXT hustling backwards, or it's needed sometimes?
I would agree with that notion. I think there have been some prime examples of what the whole point of going down there is reinvention, right? And, you know, it's a guy or a lady who, you know, was on main roster, kind of fizzled out a little bit or was in limbo, didn't know where to go. I think a great example was Finn Balor when he went back to his second run. He was, you know, a world champion talent. And before he got down there, he was kind of in limbo. Didn't really have a thing to do. Went down there, rejuvenated the Golden Black brand, and it helped him out tremendously. And I think, you know, a lot of those other superstars who go down there, they help elevate the whole brand. And so hustling backwards, yes, but it's not a hustling backwards to a negative standpoint. It's a hustling backwards to help them and help the whole system out.
What they say, a major setback is a setup for a major comeback, right?
Right.
Look at Dijak. He
was another one in my mind. He was
there before. He came up as T-Bar. The T-Bar shit didn't work. Scrapped it. Sent him back down to NXT. And look how he reinvented himself. And he's putting on banger of matches. I'm hoping that he's one of the NXT people that get called up, and they give him his just due.
Should he be drafted to Raw?
Yeah, I'd love to see him and Damian Priest put on big man matches. Mm-hmm. Or him and Drew McIntyre.
And Sheamus. If Drew stays on Raw. But
here's a fun fact about that whole T-Bar thing, right? When they debuted, you remember that was a Monday night Raw after WrestleMania.
Did they? Is that when what was the crew name? Invasion?
Oh no,
Retribution.
Right.
Yeah, so they was the closing on that night, Raw after WrestleMania that year. That was crazy.
Oh yeah, they messed up the set. Okay, thank you. Now I'm reminded. Right. Okay, now I'm reminded. Thank you for refurbishing that. Anybody else got anything to say about hustling?
What do you think?
I never thought it was hustling backwards. I think the whole idea behind the Performance Center and NXT and it building itself as a legit third brand, absolutely not. A lot of times, and we have said it here on this show, that sometimes the takeovers and things are kind of better than the main roster product for the weekend, for what have you. So absolutely not. It's a chance you're still in front of a live audience. It might not be 22,000, but those NXT fans will make you feel like, look at when Trick won the title. The whole place was shaking. You understand what I'm saying? You can't feel that in the All-State Arena. So I just think it's an experience that it's worth, and everybody should. Yeah. Well, I mean, you was there and it blew the roof off and all that when CM Punk was there.
Right.
You know, we're also happy at the All-State Arena, though he shall remain nameless. Remember when the former boss jumped over the commentary desk to attack CM Punk?
Oh yeah, I do remember that. That as well.
At the All-State Arena as well.
Did the arena shake?
I saw the camera shaking.
That might have been production to make it look like something's going on.
When did the former boss do that? I can't remember that episode.
That was Monday Night Raw. I want to say 2012. I think it was.
I'm gonna have to look up for that clip.
What was like the era of the storyline? I guess if you can remember it. I think maybe
World Heavyweight Champion.
Okay.
And
was this the one when I'm sorry.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Was this the one? Was this like around the same time where he was through the renegotiating for his contract signing?
Yes.
And he was taunting Vince. Okay.
Yes.
All right, I remember. Oh,
the point I was
so sorry. I said the name.
Nameless.
You didn't say the last name. It's fine.
I don't know why he's nameless. I mean, he's I mean, whatever. You know what?
Well,
with that being said, that's my thought. I don't think it's hustling backwards as long as you're on TV. I think hustling backwards is going to AEW. But anyway, with that being said, hey, Mash Out, you ready to talk that talk?
I am ready.
So from bell to bell and from pillar to post for the last time of the season, it's time for the Turnbuckle Talk. Mash Out, what do you got for us for the Turnbuckle Talk, brother?
All right, I got a few stories to get to this evening. First and foremost, before anything, we got to talk about two different people selling their stocks this week. All right. Now, I know you opened up the show with that, and that's exactly what the first story I want to get to, which is the man that shall remain nameless and Nick Khan. This week sold their WWE stocks for good money. Now, shout out to my brother from another mother, Diesel Washington, that asks, what does that typically mean, right? And I explained that one or two things can happen, right? So I just want to, go finance for a real quick second. Number one is not in the event of the man that shall remain nameless, but people sell their stocks to eventually buy them back very cheap, right? Now, Donald Trump's doing that currently with his stocks as well. Also, another reason is if you're leaving, right? You want no ties to the company anymore, and you're walking out and you're leaving. So, I don't see Nick Khan going anywhere, right? This is like the topic of the week. Is Nick Khan going to make a decision where he's walking away from the WWE? I don't see that right now. The people talk about his loyalty for VKM. I don't know if that is a thing, right? I don't know if that makes sense, if that's a thing. And so I don't see the need for it. Anybody want to jump in?
I think I more had a question. So do you think with like The Rock, letting Drew McIntyre know like, oh, he resigned and gave him that stupid fucking sword, do you think that like The Rock will move in and be like the person that's like sort of the face of the boss of the company, the final boss, like literally doing the final boss thing? Maybe is this why that's happening?
Are you talking about kayfabe or real life?
I'm talking about real life.
I don't see that. I don't see that. I don't see The Rock having a need to do that, right? I mean, The Rock shouts his birthday's next week, just much like mine. Well, this week coming, much like mine. And
we was gonna get there, but sure.
And
during the final thoughts, that's at the end of the show.
Yeah, okay.
The final thought.
So shouts to John Cena that had a birthday as well last week. And I just want to say, I don't know. I don't think The Rock needs to do that. I don't see him wanting to come in and be the boss because he got so many other things going on to come and have to run the WWE. Now, being the face of the WWE, that I see. When it comes to now doing the CNBC interviews, the Fox Business interviews, discussing certain deals and things like that, because obviously Ari Emanuel wants to stay in the back, who's the actual CEO of the company. He wants to stay in the back and stuff like that. So I don't see a need for The Rock to actually do that. That's a very good question. I don't see the need for him to do that. Anybody else?
All right. Anybody else had a comment on it, on the story, selling the stocks?
No, not really. But if you could, I have a question. Just to clarify this for viewers and for myself. Who or what is VKM?
Vincent Kennedy McMahon.
Oh my fucking!
I didn't know. I thought it was a whole nother company. The way you said it.
TKO,
Right.
VKM.
I thought it was a whole nother company. Okay.
The name who shall remain nameless that we said 2 or 3 times already. That's what's up.
We might as well.
It's all about
nameless
abbreviations and acronyms, my friend. Abbreviations and acronyms.
You learn something new every day.
Yeah.
Acronyms.
You miss a day, you miss a lot.
Wow, that's true too.
The more you know.
Yes.
Wow. Doom, doom, doom. You see the star in D's hat?
Mm-hmm.
There you go. Oh, yeah.
That's fine. All right. D, any thoughts?
You know how I feel about this. Anytime shit like this, I get worried, okay? I get worried. And you guessed it right, motherfucker. I am that guy. I am for WWE. And I don't need nothing happening to my baby. My sweet, good old baby. My baby boy who I done watched grow up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? I'm a parent. And it's hard letting that hand go once you see your baby grow up. You know what I mean?
Right.
That baby like over 50-something years old, but okay.
Well, that's my 50-year-old baby.
That's a gap. There's a lot of those in this world. Grown ass baby. I hear that.
I just hope that it's for the shit. See, what I was thinking, if he sold his shit, then the old boy done sold his shit. Are they going to put their shit together to buy the block back, or is he going to invest his money and they're going to do that thing like the rumors of him starting up his own wrestling company? And if he is, and if do, who the fuck wants to be a part of that? Who's gonna want to be a part of that?
That would be next season. Yep.
And you see how he's trying to clear his name up now. Now he's talking. He talking back now to the folk now. He talking.
What's he saying? No, never mind.
I've heard him saying it. What is he saying?
That's
Come on now,
funny.
That's what he's gonna put me on the spot like that. Well, listen, let me tell you something.
I know he hired a PR team.
Yeah,
I don't mean that. Yeah.
You did that. And once all that goes out, I ain't trying to read all that, ladies and gentlemen. I'm the guy that likes to read the fine print. Did you or did you not do it? And the verdict is in, guilty. Mm-hmm. Those are my fine prints that I'm looking for. Okay? Until then, you keep me filled in. Because I'm only reading the fucking headlines. And it said, he talking.
Look, I ain't reading that article shit. Why am I reading the article for?
I want to read the headline. Yeah, the
headline.
Right.
Listen,
big bold print.
Listen, I'm one of the people that has like, what is that thing? Like my attention span is really short. It's short, okay? It's really, really short.
It's a theme going on.
You know what I'm saying? You just gotta give it to me like this. Just throw it in my face. Just slap me in the fucking face.
That's what the headline does. The big bold letters got you.
Yeah, the bold letters just slaps me.
Okay.
That's my favorite face. That is my
I'm just
okay.
I'm just trying to get back to okay. All right. So having said that, as D alluded to, Vince McMahon has also hired a PR team now to represent him. Now, Vince McMahon is living his life, ladies and gentlemen. The man's going on vacation. He's been seen in different places. He's been traveling the world in his private jet. He is living his life as if the WWE has not existed and what have you. And maybe he has fully walked away from the company that has made him who he is today, and his family as well. Now, nonetheless, moving on to
Is he still rocking the Miami Vice mustache and hair dye?
he is not. He is
Oh,
not.
thank God.
VKM is not. VKM shaved the mustache, and he is looking very, very much so old school, old Vince, not like, but the old Vince. All right. Now, having said that, we're going to go down to Jacksonville, Florida now and talk about AEW. Okay. First and foremost, I want to congratulate Swerve Strickland by becoming the new AEW World Heavyweight Champion, which is a big deal.
Oh, he is?
Yeah, he won. Mm-hmm.
Oh, my bad, because everything else is overshadowing that. I forgot.
Yes, and that's exactly the topic I want to get into. So, this week, starting Dynamite, because there's two topics about Dynamite, so I'm going to get to the first one. So, Swerve Strickland opened the show in a match against the ROH television champion. Now, I did not know who this guy was. All right, I had no idea who he was. Now, however, other people compared it to Friday night, which was Cody versus Carmelo Hayes, even though I don't see that as a comparison.
Wait, what?
Right. Yeah, so it has been compared this week. So any thoughts, first and foremost, on did Tony Khan do it right on Wednesday night Dynamite by having Swerve actually just come out and be a match and not have pyro and a congratulatory thing happen? Masquerade.
So, I'm going to say this. And watching Dynamite, I was like, I got to see what the hell they do on Collision, right? And he got it backwards. What we was looking to happen on Dynamite, they did it on Collision. Swerve came out. There was a celebration, right? He talked his talk. Somebody came out, did a whole little back and forth with a challenge. You know what I mean? I feel like they should have just flip-flop that and do that because, yes, Kyle Fletcher is a good performer, and I think the main story or the bigger thing with Kyle Fletcher is that he's part of the Don Callis family. So you got Don Callis to come out and, talk smack and stuff on commentary. He's a pretty good heel commentator. But that spot was just a bad spot. I feel like pushing it further down.
Cam.
Get to the fucking
about Swerve winning the title, not about Don Callis being a great commentator. It's not about who the fuck Kyle Fletcher is. It's about Swerve being the AEW World Champion.
We talking about the booking. We talking about the booking, and I'm telling you, the booking was backwards. That doing it on Dynamite the way they did it should have went further down into the show.
Kyle Fletcher is a part of the Don Callis family. We know this shit already. Go ahead, Cam.
Well, apparently, Man Sharp did it. He said he didn't know who the guy was. So, I was giving context.
I did not know who he was.
People watching, listening, who don't know who the hell we talking about.
I mean,
giving them a little bit of
they
background.
definitely don't know who Swerve is after you.
You know what I mean? Anyway,
you could have summed that up quickly.
You're right.
One fish, two fish, red fish, blue fish.
You got it.
Well, early on in the week, as I stated in the group, this was a fucking dumb fucking idea. Like, why would you come out? Why would you have Swerve come out, start a fucking match against a nobody? Mashup didn't even know who the fuck he was.
No,
Ladies and gentlemen, I can talk on this. I can speak all fucking night because guess what? I actually watched a whole show of Dynamite. Yep, I did. And you know why I did that? That's because Swerve won the fucking chip on Sunday. He won it on Sunday. And he was forgot about it. He was forgot about on Wednesday. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
That was no way to usher in your new era with a new champion in that form of fashion. You made him come out in a match. No promo, no celebration, no nothing.
Nothing.
That's the stupidest shit I've seen. And you know who they gave the celebration for their fucking corny ass
Willow
6-minute
Nightingale.
championship win? They gave it to Florence Nightingale, whoever that girl name is.
Willow
Oh,
Nightingale.
It's Willow.
Willow.
yeah,
She
yeah,
She
deserves
whipped
it.
my hair like a
She
punk.
deserves flowers. She deserves flowers.
I ain't giving them to her. It won't be from me.
But
It
you know, I
won't
mean,
be.
that was just to position the face of the company in
No,
the
that's
prime
dumb.
spot,
That's dumb. And
which
then,
is Mercedes.
hold on. Let me cook up. That's dumb because if that happened the way you said it did on Collision, it's fucking stupid. Because what you then did was you heard the chatters from the internet. You heard it like we
Mm,
did a fucking pretty dick move.
I
We were
agree.
mm.
stupid, and you showed your true colors. You were selfish on the night of doing it. Come on, man. Like that man deserved that shit. That
He
shit was
definitely
fucked
did.
up.
He
Yep.
definitely
And I'm
agreed
and I'm
with
done
it.
on that one.
And they made a big deal about it, you know, promoting the first black champion in AEW. So I don't understand why they didn't. Anyway,
Now if
Diesel,
they
tell
can
your
do it,
point on.
if
Talk about that first black champion. So talk about it, Diesel, before I say what I say.
like
Your perspective, I think, is very interesting. I can premise it just because we're on a time thing. Well, basically, you're saying is him using this campaign of becoming the first black AEW, world champion, the top champion, kind of was a gift and a curse. It was a, double-edged sword because he, they're like just throwing it on him and say, okay, yeah, you're the first black champion.
right.
You're Ron Simmons. You beat Vader. You beat Samoa Joe. And then now you're going to be a transitional champion as opposed to what I thought the story was, because even I defended it like, well, Swerve is a fighting champion. So the first thing he's going to do as champion is actually have a match and fight and not come out with a suit like the past champions have done in AEW. So I thought it was absolutely smart. I also thought it was good that Willow Nightingale got a celebration. However, putting the celebration on Collision on a Saturday night where spring been springing and the weather is nice when nobody's inside fucking watching Collision, I don't think that was smart at all. That was very Brock Lesnar comes in and beat Kofi Kingston in 5 seconds, if you ask me.
Yeah, that
But
was.
that's what I thought about that.
It may be because the place of where it was. Like, granted, I wouldn't want to see him cut a promo in a fucking Daly's place, like just coming off a championship victory. I think that would have been pretty suck ass. But they could have did something, like something to. Oh my gosh! Like,
Also,
and
I
I
want to
actually
add.
watched the show, and I had like, hear me out. I kind of had liked it. I liked the show for what it was. It was good. I see why y'all. It was good. It was to my liking. It was to my liking.
Additionally, I don't know why we're not acting like Swerve is all of that on the microphone to want to hear a speech, which is why he has somebody as charismatic as Prince Nana. Let's like be real. Like, we can talk about ideally what it is we would love to see, but let's be realistic here. The man has not cut a good promo since what? Hit Row?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
it, bro.
So therefore, him coming out and boring the people for the time that they did give him with a promo trying to make us believe something, I think I like him doing the whole actions is better than words. But go ahead, D.
Is he another champ that's just based off just the hype in the well, I don't want to say heat, but let's just say the freeze, because he
You think he's a Yesumania champion?
I don't even think it's that. I just because WrestleMania champion, it really meant a lot. Like, you see, the people was really for Daniel Bryan.
Right.
It really was for him. But this is coming from the machine. You understand? Like, the machine sees that Swerve, he's so hot right now. We have to put that chip on him. And I still feel like it should have been carried out longer. I just felt like it was thrown like, okay, he wants to be the first black AEW champion. Let's give him that. The people's loving him right now. Let's give it to him. I felt like if they had waited longer, it would have been like a WrestleMania.
But you don't think that Tony Khan, again, is a mark and he saw what people were saying about him, about not putting black people in prominent light, and he didn't want. You think that Jay Cargill leaving the AEW to go to the WWE wasn't a big deal in terms of putting over putting over, of course, Swerve Strickland.
Not only that, you also got to look at the fact that even when Trick didn't win the title, him going for the title, how much buzz it was creating, not just within the wrestling world, but outside of the wrestling world. So it was like, oh, they're about to do this over here. I think I got to pull a trigger and pull this over here. But you didn't go to your other subject. But I feel like it was selfish to save the end of the show for what he saved it for. Go ahead, D.
In between the past 2 weeks, all of the finish between two programmings has been the same. They have been copying off one another. WWE does it, then AEW gonna do it. Like if you saw in the match, the trick and Ilya match, the finish when they both had, because they both have running corner moves, which was the same exact thing we seen from Will Ospreay versus Daniel Bryan. When we seen on Wednesday on Dynamite, the opener of the show with Orange Cassidy being attacked by Trent Beretta was like the same thing we seen when Kevin Owens was attacked by Solo. So they running the same thing, but it's just like when AEW do it, they just do it so lackluster, and it's just like, it's cringy. It's very cringy.
Okay.
Shout out to Cringy W.
Speaking of cringe.
Exactly. We're getting to the point that I'm definitely going to close out the AEW talk on is Wednesday night was the first night we ever saw Tony Khan take a bump, and he took a bump with the microphone to his stomach. So so Brandon, here's the thing. I was talking to Brandon about it, and I said that this is ridiculous. So you're saying that the mic hurts, and so Brandon had to, say how skinny and small Tony Khan is and what have you. Coincidentally, we also saw Shad Khan come out at the end, looking concerned for his son, the billionaire Shad Khan. And
so I didn't know that was him. I thought
you didn't know.
No, I thought it. You know what? I fought with if I was gonna say this, and I realized I'm not gonna say it. Go ahead.
Okay. No, say it.
No, I did. No.
When you thought one of them fathers come up in one of them Bollywood movies?
Yeah. I thought it was a paid actor. Go ahead.
He was trying not to go. And
I thought it was an actor.
What's wrong with comparing him to a Bollywood actor?
I thought it wasn't, and I didn't think it was a Bollywood actor. I thought it was
Go ahead.
So,
they're not.
What do you think about Tony taking the hit? I don't even want to use the word bump. What do you think about?
So you want to say hit? So he's a crackhead now.
I didn't.
He fell out like.
First of all, I have you to know that was the silliest shit I ever seen a day in my fucking life. Just
so Vince taking under the stunners wasn't silly.
Hold on, time out. Let me see. I've seen people saying that. Now hear me out. First of all, Tony Khan got hit in the gut with a microphone, right? And then 5 minutes later, he shook. Like, what the fuck was that? Like, it was like
aftershock, like an earthquake.
Like listen. Vince took that shit. It was a botch.
Several times.
It wasn't stupid. I mean, it was stupid, but it was a botch. This man didn't sell it right. He didn't sell it at all. Right, nigga, punch me in the face right now. I'll give you the best Bret Hart impression of my lifetime.
Is that a punch or a slap?
The slap on the face. Hold on, I hit myself so hard I knocked my headphone out. Go on. Yeah, somebody go to the next.
Right. So check your left. In fact, the opposite hand you use.
Yeah. What you want to say?
Anyway, so like I was saying, the microphone hurts. You ain't seen. There's been numerous times people got hit in the head with the microwave.
The microphone hurts. It do.
So he's a little skinny man, and he took one to the belly,
Right. There it is. Right. He took one to the belly, and that hurts. If it hurts your head, it's gonna hurt you in the belly.
Whoa.
You know what I'm
To
saying?
the belly. What are we talking about?
Yeah, the gut.
That's
The Tony Khan mic shot, man. Come on.
in them
This
guts.
show is ridiculous.
But what was hilarious to me,
Get in
right,
them guts.
was Nick Jackson splitting his pants trying to deliver the anything.
You the only person that
Just
saw
go
it
ahead,
because
Cam. Just
I
keep
didn't see
talking.
that.
Yeah, the whole internet saw it. What are you talking about? He flew off the rope, and his purple pantsuit just said.
The bottom
That
line
was
is
hilarious.
AEW is now doing everything that worked for WWE.
Right. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. You know what I'm saying? What's good for the goose is good for the gander.
I mean, they're the solid number 2. Didn't Tony Khan say that? WWE was the
Yeah.
Weinstein of wrestling.
Please.
That's what he said
please.
with his neck brace
No,
on,
no.
like
I was
Vince
trying to-
McMahon during the
I was trying
steroid
to move
trial.
on from that one. I didn't even want to even talk about.
No. We're going to touch
Tony
on
Khan.
that. What the fuck was he thinking?
It's like AEW the Jedi Knights.
Bruh. It's not only words to what you. in these last weeks for AEW,
He
we
actually,
have to pray. We have to pray for them. We have to pray for them because they are really going through a crisis over there. Like week after week, shots after shots after shots for no apparent reason. You could have went on there, sold your company. That's what you were supposed to do. You were supposed to sell your company.
He did.
Sell your champion. No, he did, but by what he said, it killed all of that by what he said.
Controversy sells.
I
You
feel
gotta
like
tune in to
when-
see what the good guys are doing.
I feel like when Swerve was like showed the video of Grayson Waller and he answered the question, he answered the question more graciously for the company as a real champ should, and he did it more professionally than Tony Khan did, sitting there with the, Roderick Strong / Vince McMahon neck brace on. Keeping kayfabe alive, I guess, putting wrestling more forward since it's popular now. That was sarcasm, by the way.
The reason why I didn't want to talk about this was because I'm sitting there in my mind like, Tony, please, Tony, please.
Cut the shit,
like,
Tony. Cut the shit.
The
Like,
Pepsi of wrestling.
if this, okay, first of all right, number one, you're talking about Vince. We know that to be the case. Okay, the company came off record numbers for WrestleMania. Record numbers. Actually, the highest WrestleMania of all time in terms of numbers. 2 nights. Okay, you can't pack out a arena that fits 20,000 people. If you get 6,000, that's a good night. So the fact is that this is why people look at you as a mark and a loser, because instead of you, first of all, the best thing to say is, you know what? We wish them the best of luck. That's the best thing to say. We wish them the best of luck, and hopefully one day we would surpass them. That's okay. If you want to say that, say that. One day, hopefully, we'll surpass them. You know what? Right now, they're the flag bearer of our sport. So, but we're working every day to get bigger and better. And congratulations to Swerve Strickland, that is now our new AEW World Heavyweight Champion. And also to Willow Nightingale, that is now our TBS champion. Those are how you handle the interview. You take it and you bypass the question. You called him Harvey Weinstein, so now you want to say there's a war. There's not a war. Okay, this is not a war, because guess what? This is not for brand supremacy. This is, you have a company, they have a company. Everybody, there's room for everybody. As there's Pepsi, there's Coke. As there, it's just what there is. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's it. McDonald's, Burger King, Popeyes,
Right.
KFC. That's what it is. Right. It's your choice. Make your product the best it can be, as opposed to sit there and call such a derogatory and low down line to describe the competition, because you know what's going to end up happening, Tony? What will end up happening one day is you're going to need them. Okay, you're going to need them, because the one thing
them now.
The one thing that Hunter's doing, Paul Levesque is doing that Vince has never done, is he's opening up to work with different organizations. And let me tell you something: you don't know if one day he might make that phone call to you and say, you know what? Let's get some of your talent at WrestleMania. Let's get some of your talent at SummerSlam. Let's get some of your talent at Survivor Series, because right now That's the ticket in terms of big pay-per-views or PLEs. When you, I'm dying to see the AEW Dynasty buys. I've been actively all week trying to see what is the buy, and Tony, you haven't released it yet, so I'm waiting for that.
Well, I read a headline. You know me, people. It was
about the
AEW
headline.
Dynasty. AEW Dynasty was like the lowest pay-per-view buy rate of its kind. So
That's sad. That's sad.
I mean, even the ratings from the other night was they hit like a 643, 643,000 viewers.
That's sad. That's
Go ahead.
sad. That's really sad. And the problem with that is that, again, you want to disparage the other company, and they're doing it right.
The problem is that you compared Coca-Cola and Pepsi like AEW was really Pepsi. That's the problem.
But they ain't nobody else, because what am
I said to my
brother? Call them RC Cola. The fact is they have a brand. They have a brand that's out there on TNT.
And so is CNC Cola. Like I said with my brother D. Washington.
Them niggas not even Top Pop or
no
CNC.
Top Pop, no CNC,
Right.
no Tropical Fantasy, nothing.
That's terrible. That's terrible. They're not even Tropical Fantasy.
They ain't Tropical Fantasy. That's the BJ, the Berkeley and Jensen. Cola.
Berkeley and Jensen BJ's. Or the BJ's brand. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna say this. He probably talked himself out of that Pepsi sponsorship, but you see why he went for the controversy. Nobody's watching the product. And to be honest, if he didn't say what, let's smash that. Let's say he took the distinguished route and he said what you said. It would have fallen on deaf ears. We wouldn't have talked about it. He wouldn't be a subject of this conversation right now, right? Because he went, the politically correct route. Like that clip wouldn't have gone viral, right? Him being on the NFL draft was a big deal, but him saying what he said, how he said it, with all of that, he's selling controversy. He's trying to work the business and work a gimmick.
I beg to differ.
Okay.
Did the ratings go up?
Because
it did not.
You brought me in last week. You brought me in last week as a viewer because I came to see Swerve Strickland as the champion. Right? I watched the whole show and I was intrigued. Right? It was parts of the show that I liked. It was a part of the show where we seen Kyle O'Reilly and what's this guy? Will Ospreay mix it up in the ring. That was good. That shit.
Yeah.
That shit gave me I was like, oh wow, I'm interested in seeing a match between them two. You know what I mean? So like, even with the spot, Tony taking the bump and all that, it was cringe work. It was cringe to me, but I still watched it and I was still entertained, right? And it made me say, you know what? I'll be back next week. I want to see what's going to go on from that. But then you come out with this stupid ass ridiculous comment. It draws me back from you. It's like, come on, you ain't gotta be like that.
Right.
Like wrestling is winning right now. Wrestling is winning. You're part of that. Granted, they're your competition. I feel like every time in each week you're just being salty. Granted, your wrestlers already did it, your talent already did it. So for you to be the owner and you come out and you're doing it, he's like a Nicki Minaj to me. Like you're just riling up. He riles up. You know how like Nicki riles up her what she call them? Her barbs.
The barbs.
Like how she riles them up and she just keep the hate going, the hate train going. That's Tony Khan. You could have ended the tribalism, but you keep it going. It was nasty work. He did bad.
All right. So now going back up north to Stamford, Connecticut, we're going to talk about the WWE releases. Okay. So last week, saw a few releases. I'm going to get to all the names at this time. So number 1, Zion Quinn. All right. 2, Xia Li, Jinder Mahal, Veer, and Sanja has all been released from the WWE. And word on the street is there's more releases to come. And Cameron Grimes, I'm sorry about that. Meant to add that one in. There's more releases to come over the next few weeks. Fellas, any thoughts on the releases? Any opinions?
Sayonara. Good riddance, and do well on your future endeavors. The only person that I am like lost about is Cameron Grimes. Like that one was a shocker. But the way Triple H is doing it now, he's saying like, look, if you don't have a touch with the fan base, if you don't have no momentum going, if you don't got none of that going for you, there's nothing here for you. We have to let you go. And I don't see no problem with that. If we're not using you and we ain't got nothing going on for you, go ahead and do your thing elsewhere. Because we don't need to take up no space. And we got other people that we're interested in. And plus we have renegotiations. So let's get rid of the people that come on, what the fuck are we gonna do with a Zaya Lee? And we've seen these people multiple times where they tried to do something with them and it just wasn't connecting. And you forgot to mention Von Wagner.
Good fucking riddance. I never liked him. Oh my god, I never liked him. I saw him live upon the Superstars before the Raw season premiere of Raw 25 or whatever the hell it was. And he was absolutely trash. When he gets to TNA or AEW, hopefully they figure out maybe him and Big Bill can get into a battle to see who's going to sit under the learning tree of Chris Jericho. I don't know. But good riddance with that. Shouts out to the API community, though. A lot of them felt like, WWE were like using this was Jinder Mahal's words that they used basically them to bring in India and their numbers. But Jinder Mahal actually wasn't released. He quit.
That's alleged. He put that on. That's alleged.
But good riddance. I mean, Cameron Grimes is literally the only person I really, really felt bad for. Not because he was crying on the internet, it's because I saw a lot of potential in him. He really changed. He was there through the whole NXT transition, and I thought that maybe he would be rewarded and get something. But I guess he'll take that crying to the moon. What's up?
I feel like they fucked him up when they changed him into like a baby face. They should have kept him heel. They should have left him as how he was.
What's up, Cam?
I mean, it is what it is. It is what it is. These things happen. I do wish that they could have did something better with Xia Li and Cameron Grimes. They both got a good overall look package, thing like that. I'm surprised. Well, not surprised, but I think it was overdue. We expected that Jinder was going to be released. I didn't even know he was with the company until he popped up on the season premiere, and then the next week he had the match for Seth. So, I guess they probably might reinvent themselves and come back even better. You never know. Andrade's back. You never know.
You never know.
What's up? How many times is Jinder's going to reinvent himself?
I don't know.
I don't think he's going to do that.
He reinvents himself right back in India because there's a big
he should go to New Japan. It's closer to his home.
I was actually going to say the Great Khali has a wrestling company in India. He has a
they could be big stars over there. Look at that.
You see?
Right.
But the Indian authors of pain. Okay.
Veer and the other guy, they already ran through there. So like they're more of a FTW, type of situation, but whatever.
No, they're gonna come back as bigger stars now. They were once on main event
for the world.
That nigga Veer need to go get his hair braided. That's what he need to go do.
That's what they gonna be.
The way they're gonna be. They
gonna cut. And Jinder gonna come back as the Indian Nightmare. That's what's gonna happen. Jinder gonna come back as the Indian Nightmare.
Maybe he'll go get Heath Slater and they'll do the whole 3-man band with Drew.
Maybe.
Wow.
All right. That's it for the Turnbuckle Talk for this evening.
Ladies and gentlemen, that has been the Turnbuckle Talk. Now we're gonna get a little bit into a little bit of sauce, talk about some things. We're gonna talk a little bit about the real deal now. And in the real deal now, we're going to talk about the WWE draft real quickly. First and foremost, did any of you see the draft? It kicked off on SmackDown on Friday. What did you think of the draft? What do you think, well, I'm going to call it a lack thereof draft because I don't feel like nobody was really drafted like that except for Nia went to SmackDown. But
that was the only part of the draft that it really mattered, right? I'm sorry, Dave.
I'm tired of the draft. I'm tired of the draft and the way they do it. It need to be some changes. It need to be some changes. I feel like the draft should only be about people from NXT. I think that should be the importance. Like you looking for the next big thing. That's what the draft should be. You're looking for the next big thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
We already have the next big things already on the main roster. We already know. We already see what they can do. Cool. But what about the people coming up? The next big thing. That's what we need to do. Focus on that, and then we'll grab the stars that we already have from the main shows. I think that's what they need to do. Bring some more realism to it. I'm tired of looking at that whack ass, corny ass war room situation that they have.
They had a sister in there though. It was a little real. They had a sister in the Raw room.
That's cool. That's nice.
She probably picked Ricochet for Raw, right?
Mm-hmm.
They just need to do better when it comes to the draft. It's the same old thing. It's the same thing. It's nothing exciting.
Yeah, I agree. It was nothing exciting about that entire thing. I saw it and I was like, this is predictable. Like I felt like I'm like I might as well have been just sitting at the commentary booth. I know who's going where. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it was ridiculous. Go ahead, Cam.
I think they tried to make it a little bit more interesting, or at least just different from previous drafts with the whole champions don't get drafted this time around.
That was stupid to me.
Yeah, I think to me, yeah, like that they could have did some nice little flippy floppies with that. But I feel like I agree with Diesel. I think that maybe call it a roster shakeup, and then the name or the term draft should be we're drafting up new talent. And it could be talent that's not even in NXT, like a free agent from somewhere. And then that could be a nice big surprise, right? Like, we're drafting such and such from whatever, So, but yeah, it is what it is. We get to see what the new season or the new calendar of WWE is going to look like moving forward with everybody's new homes or lack thereof new homes.
I am interested in seeing Braun Breaker coming to Raw.
Right.
I mean, the Nia Jax coming to SmackDown, I definitely enjoyed the engagement and the storytelling between Cody Rhodes and Carmelo Hayes. We would have never really seen that. It would have been, the bloodline trying to avenge and the bloodline chasing after Cody. I like that as a deterrent, and that, we got to see, Carmelo. So now when he's, Mr. Money in the Bank, it makes sense because, he fought the world champion. He got a little taste in his mouth. I like that. I like Nia Jax was drafted and that she came out on Friday and was like, I think this is about Naomi, and even though I still think her Naomi is working something out with the bloodline, but that's just in my fantasy. It might not be real, but I see the undertone in it right there. She's like, mind your business. I was like, yeah, she's right. She's right. Mind your business, Naomi.
Right.
Why would you come out of a #1 contenders match to come fucking fight somebody big as Nia Jax? Mind your business and take care of Tiff Time in the goddamn ring.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah.
Can I tell you something? I also like this Kevin Owens and
Randy Orton.
No, the beef with
the bloodline.
Solo
bloodline
and Toma Tonga.
I think it's so funny. I said, this is really entertaining.
As I'm watching it, I'm like, he's the worker. He keeps putting over bloodline. Like he keeps putting over the bloodline. Like every time they're like, all right, we about to start off a new chapter, a new feud. Let's throw Kevin Owens and let's have him just fight.
The only way Kevin Owens is finally gonna get rid of this bloodline situation, he's got to pop one of them niggas, man. He got to
what?
That's
like a drive-by.
That's like because Kevin Owens is in the longest feud with the bloodline.
That's true. That's true. It's a 4-year feud, bro.
I thought them niggas hated Logan Paul. What happened?
There's no one that has went up against Roman Reigns more than Kevin Owens. Did you know that?
Nah.
I didn't.
Yeah.
I didn't know. I was
Yeah.
aware of that.
Yeah.
I was absolutely
More,
aware
no
of that.
one more than
Yeah.
Kevin Owens.
Yeah. Them Thunderdome panty matches was crazy. Like, you know.
What?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, because that's when they did the cart stunt, right? They was in
Yeah,
the
the
cart and they
Thunderdome.
fought all
Yeah,
over, all
You
around.
Panty
said
He was the regular
Thunderdome
Universal
panty.
Champion.
Yeah,
He fought him
panty.
when he had the grand
Thunderdome
Universal
panty
Champion. He always
matches.
fought.
What's a panty?
Yeah, the pandemic panty. That's what the street. That's the kids call it. They call it the panty.
Oh,
I
Ooh,
I
I
look,
thought you
we
said
learned something
you
new.
learned
I didn't know
something
it was
new.
called a
I
panty.
didn't know. I know the kids call it bandemic. I didn't know they call it panty.
The
That's
what? The what? Demic?
the
bandemic.
pandemic.
The
That's what I was
Oh,
bandemic.
saying.
When they got the
yeah.
money.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. They
What
I
did
don't
y'all
know
think
nothing
about
about
Them,
that.
Kiana
them
James coming up
PPP.
from NXT?
So I'm
That
sorry, what?
surprised me. That surprised me.
Oh,
Kiana
Kiana James.
James getting
Mm-hmm.
drafted. That surprised me. Out of all the talent, I didn't expect her to get drafted, but she is a good
She's gonna
pick
be
regardless.
she's gonna be with Chelsea Green. Her with Chelsea Green.
Ooh, I'm
Oh
gonna
no.
love that. Put anybody with Chelsea Green, I'm
Her with
entertained.
Chelsea Green. I can see it. I can
Oh
see it
man.
happening.
And then
I
we
want
still have the second part. We have Raw tomorrow, so it's 3 hours of Raw. So it'll be some. They did some more afterwards. We see, Baron Corbin. He hustled backwards. Not really. Went to NXT. He's now up at SmackDown. So we start,
I,
and Shayna
I'm tight
Baszler
about
stayed
that.
on Raw. I
I'm
mean,
tight about that. I wanted them to keep Baron Corbin and Braun together. They was
well,
a good tag team.
I kind of knew it. Once they said goodbye as tag team champions, it served its purpose. It got Baron Corbin over. It
Mhm.
also got Braun Breaker fully over. That was the purpose. It was. They'll break up. They'll probably reunite like at a Survivor Series
Is
when it's like a brand fight or something. It's like, I know you. I
is
know
that
you.
Baron
So
Corbin's
Mo-
first championship
Money in the
win
Bank,
too, though?
maybe.
I think it was second because wasn't he United States champion
he
before?
was United States champion. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
In the former King of the Ring. So maybe now he'll also be in the tournament. They're gonna put all of the
Right.
former King of the Rings in the tournament to see who could possibly become a 2-time King of the Ring as well. So we'll see what they do with all of
No.
that. You
No.
said no. You
No.
said no. It's gonna. We'll get into that when we get to the Pen and Perspectives. But now we want to talk a little bit about the content that's outside of WWE. Dave and Grace, Diesel Washington.
Oh yeah. sorry. Ladies and gentlemen, how you doing? Let's get into it. So we
You
want to have
saying
an
that
open
without them seeing
discussion.
you?
Um, shut up, man. Because I was trying to read off my cue cards.
Okay.
So
Oh, at least you have cue cards.
yeah, I do. We want to talk about it's an open discussion about the content that WWE has been producing aside from just seeing Raw and SmackDowns and the NXT on a weekly basis. We actually have some documentaries that they've been doing, like WWE Next Generation. We saw the becoming of Bray Wyatt. We seen the WWE rivals, and we also have out there, aside from WWE produced shows, we also have like Dark Side of the Ring.
Mhm.
So I was watching. Let me give you a quick backstory, real quick. So I was watching. What was it? The documentary on Roman Reigns. Oh my gosh. It made me have so much more love for him and understanding of what he does in the ring and the love that he has for the business and how he done lifted up his cousins like in a tremendous way. We see he done turned Jimmy into somebody. He calls the shots. He a shot caller, right? Then we got the main event, Jay Uso. We see he's about to be coming up fighting Drew. I mean not Drew. What's the man?
Damian
What's the man
Priest.
name?
Damian Priest for the
Damian
Damian
world
Priest.
title.
Priest.
Mm-hmm.
He's about to fight Damian Priest for the world title. And then now you have Solo Sikoa, who's now taking over the bloodline business, right?
Mhm.
And then I was watching NXT. I mean not NXT, I'm sorry, forgive me. WWE has this other show going on produced called The Next Generation, where they have new talent that they have developed and coming up from like collegiate more sports, if you will. Like
Mhm.
we got like swimmers, track runners, like like a Bianca Belair. You understand me? The next generation coming up. So I want to know, like, if it's any shows that uh that y'all seen as recent that you didn't know. How can I say this?
Like, what did we learn from them,
Yeah,
or
what did
something
you
that we
learn from
didn't
it?
know?
Something that you didn't know that you learned coming out from watching that show. Like, what was one of the shows that you seen that was like, oh shit, I never know that shit about this. And,
Go
you know what
I
ahead,
I
would
mean?
Cam.
So
say,
You
if
gonna-
I'm
yeah, I
sorry.
would say every time I watch Outside of the Ring,
Dark Side of the
it's
Ring.
always, oh yeah, Dark Side of the Ring. Sorry,
What's up?
outside of the
Outside of the Ring was another one, right? Anyway, Dark Side of the Ring. Anyway, anytime I watch Dark Side of the Ring, I always learn something brand spanking new that I didn't know before. But I think WWE and just the wrestling industry when they put out these type of this type of content, even like you were saying with the Roman Reigns thing, it's very eye opening. It builds a nice like realism to these people whose faces we know, right, and who we've learned to I guess get used to as a character, but see them as people, see them as a person with behind anything. To me, one of the most interesting documentaries I ever saw was the Roddy Piper one. I really loved that documentary. I thought it was really cool and really dope how it was done. The eerie thing they had at the end, where there was like how they feel like Roddy Piper called Vince, I think it was Vince,
Oh yeah,
from
yeah, on the
heaven
phone. Mm-hmm.
on the phone,
Oh
right?
yeah,
What I mean? It's like I'm
Mm-hmm.
waiting for you up here, something like that. They said. I was like. But
that's
to know that
crazy.
he got stabbed and all that other stuff on the come up, like he was the hottest thing in the world, as far as a heel is concerned, and like it was just crazy, like his life he had to live, because of what he did in the ring and entertaining people.
Mm. Mash.
Um, I'm gonna stick with Dark Side of the Ring.
Okay.
Sometimes I think that the A&E biography sometimes is like overly produced,
Mm.
and it paints everything in a good light. I mean, they do tell the story, but like if it's a person that they're not currently working with WWE, they're going to get buried. That's just A&E's going to bury them. They're going to figure out every single thing. But Dark Side of the Ring, especially this season, you
Yes.
know, this
Yeah.
season, like
I'm
I
gonna
mean,
agree.
watching Sensational Sherry one, tip
Mm-hmm.
top, tip top. Like I'm like, because
Mm-hmm.
first of all, I never knew anything really about her, about her
Personally.
backstory.
Yeah.
Personally, I
Mm-hmm.
never knew she had a son
Mhm.
with special needs. Well, not a special needs.
Mm-hmm.
She
And
had,
later on, he needed
yeah,
some stuff.
and and her career, just like when she was just everything from professional for her being a professional wrestler. I didn't even know that. I
That
thought
I
she
knew
was
that.
always a manager. You know what I'm
That I
saying?
knew
I
she
never
Yeah, I
knew
was
didn't
I
know
a
she
never
was
knew
wrestler.
her
either.
wrestling career. Um Also Harley Race.
Yes.
Harley Race, this one, I thought I knew everything about Harley Race. I swore I thought I knew everything, and this one definitely opened up and made us see a whole different side of him. Chris Colt,
Mm-hmm.
I never knew who he was. You know
No,
what I'm
me
saying?
either.
And the thing is that was a very good one. We also got coming up next week is Sandman, so that's going to be
Mm-hmm.
a big one
Oh yeah.
uh,
Mm-hmm.
as well. So Dark Side of the Ring, definitely. I'm not plugging them, but I'm just saying. I'm an avid fan, and I watch them every Tuesday night. I'm not gonna say the time and all that stuff, but I watch them every
What?
Tuesday night.
Might as well.
I feel like when we do this, we got to get a check for it. You know what I'm saying?
Right, right,
we're
right, right,
bringing
right,
eyes,
right, right.
we're bringing eyes to the products, but no, very entertaining, and I think that I love it. I love every season. I mean, first of all, you know, I loved the Fabulous Moolah episode. I think in another world we talked about this before.
Mm-hmm.
I never knew how wicked and evil Fabulous Moolah was. I never,
Mm.
when the controversy
Right.
came out with
Right.
her and everybody was saying all the things they said about her, I never knew anything about that the woman had like a puppy mill going on in her home with her
Mm-hmm.
husband.
No, she
You
was
know what I'm
running
saying?
a whorehouse. That's what she
Yes,
was doing. A brothel.
you
She was
know
a madam.
she
Madame,
was.
Madame,
Who
fabulous
knew? I
moolah.
never knew that. I consider myself a wrestling aficionado. I never knew any of these things about Fabulous Moolah. So the Bash at the Beach 2000, another good episode. You know what I mean? Just how everything came up about with that. And when they went fully in depth with the Montreal screw job, we thought we knew everything, right? But then to get the two writers of that program, Vince Russo and Jim Cornette, both giving their sides of what happened that day, and to come to find out they both knew that the screw job was going to happen. That was the shocker of that episode, right? They both knew that the screw job was going to happen. So, I mean, Dark Side of the Ring. I mean, to me, it's amazing.
If I can add, I'm sorry, Brandon. Dark Side of the Ring to me, it reminds me of VH1 Behind the Music. It just gives it that feel like like the way it just narrates, and the way it just like you never knew about that star that you like, and it was just so interesting. It was so compelling, if I might add. But go on.
So while we on the Dark Side of the Ring, first of all, I thought the first 3 seasons of the Dark Side of the Ring tried to always find the blame with WWE and circled it around. Once Vince bought the territories, or once Vince did this, or WWE up in Connecticut, they did this. A lot of the stories like kind of solared around that. This particular season to me was one of the first seasons that was not like that. And this is why I think I might have enjoyed it just a little bit more, because it got into the depths and the stories of the people. First of all, I never knew that Earthquake was Golga inside of the Insane Clown Posse crew. What was they called? Not the Freakazoids. The oddities.
Yeah.
The oddities. I didn't know that was Earthquake, and that he was so sad and depressed playing that because he was getting older, and they basically put a mask on him, and it kind of embarrassed him with him being such a good guy. I love seeing the dynamic between him and Typhoon. I used to have his name down, Typhoon's real name, but I'm going to just call him Typhoon because that's what I remember him as. Tugboat or Typhoon. And how that they weren't a part of like the BSR, they weren't a part of the clique. They kind of just hung out together and talked about, ate a lot of food and just talked about the business and their family. I definitely love that. I never knew that Harley Race had to take a mop to watch this big wrestler and have to pay dues. I never knew that Harley Race showed up when Vince wanted to come down and WWE wanted to have a promotion down there. And he came and set the ring on fire and tried to start a fight, and that Vince had to pay him in order to have the event in that city, because that's just how revered and respected and crazy, so to speak, quote unquote, that Harley Race was. I think even speaking about Fabulous Moolah and how she was running a brothel and then taking it into Sherry Martel, and how Sherry Martel, only because she went to AWA, who didn't have any dealings with Fabulous Moolah, was she able to have a career outside of, being a woman in this business and what it is she had to work through. I like that she was forward about saying, hey, I chose the business, not necessarily over my family, but I'm going to chase this business, and left her child with someone that cared for her child, which was something else that I thought really, really stood out. With the Roman Reigns thing, what I liked about the Roman Reigns legend is how it was shot. Like, I like the camera angles, the how Paul Heyman did the introduction and everything that he spoke about. Those legends were actually there saying what they were saying about Roman Reigns. The other one that was produced really, really well, I don't think it was overproduced. It was just right, only because I think we're still seeing the encore to it. Basically was the Bray Wyatt becoming Bray Wyatt, and them showing what it was that he was working on, what we would have saw with the, new version of The Fiend, and it living on, hopefully, with the Wyatt family. I thought that was absolutely freaking amazing. What was the next generation? I like that it's the next in line people in this sports. I just thought that I had to have Roku to watch, and I know I could just download the Roku app and watch it, but I now have it, so that's going to be something I'm going to watch while we on break and sink my teeth into, especially while we were talking about the draft and who's going to be next in line. I like that it's different places that people can debut, and it's not necessarily the draft that we have to wait to see new people. You understand what I'm saying? So that's what I had to say about most of that stuff. I don't think I'm forgetting anything that I learned on Dark Side of the Ring. You learn something new every time, but I hope that they keep this up. I'm very much looking forward to Sandman and them telling his story. I'm looking forward to what they got. I don't know if that's the finale. Is that the finale?
I think it might be the finale.
Yeah, it might be the finale. What it is they come with. You shared an interesting fact with me, Mash Out, about Dark Side of the Ring was that what they filmed most of them.
Yeah, most of the episodes were already filmed. They were filmed during the first season, and then so then Vice determines who, because they do a podcast. I keep feeling like I'm plugging these people left and right. They do a podcast that, so I listened to it. And they're saying that most of the episodes were already filmed already. So it's Vice that determines when the episodes drop.
Okay.
And in what order they drop. Yeah.
Anything else about the extra produced content outside of, the weekly episodic shows that you guys thought you saw, learned, or thought was like, oh, wow, that's something that I didn't know before we motivate and move on?
No.
All right, those of you listening, we want to make sure that you do comment on the video. If you're not just watching live right now, you're going to watch it at another time. You're listening wherever you get podcasts. We want to make sure that you can be able to reach out to us and let us know what your experience is. Now, PP, are you with me? 1, 2, 3. It's time for the final pen and perspective of the season, right?
It's PP time, everyone. What's going on? Yeah. Hey, what's on? How you doing? Today on Pen and Perspectives, guys, we're gonna cover 2 intriguing topics. Now that we have some new champions here in wrestling, we have several new champions, right? Who do you all think is gonna be the first champ to lose their title moving forward throughout this year?
This is across all brands, right?
Across all brands. So we got
all
new champions,
all wrestling,
all promotions, all wrestling.
Right. We got new champion, New Japan Pro Wrestling. We got new champs in WWE, new champions in AEW. I'm gonna toss it to Mash Out. Who you think is gonna lose their title first?
John Moxley is gonna lose the IWGP first. That's I believe, because that title, gets thrown around like the game hot potato. So I think he's gonna lose that title first, then Swerve. But I would say he's first.
Okay. I'm gonna go with the Awesome Truth or A-Town Down Under in the WWE. I love the new titles. We weren't, when they revealed, we weren't on that particular week. I love those WWE tag titles. And I think the way they look, they match the Street Profits very well. I think they can hold on to rivalry in the new era. So maybe A-Town Down Under, even though I think they're really cool and really high, very bad heels. I like that. Or the Awesome Truth, definitely. Someone big on drop them titles, so especially with it being the draft. Especially if they're talking about what I saw with Gable and the Creed brothers, but we'll see. We'll see.
Oh, so we're just doing new champions?
I mean, any champion you think that currently has a title, who you think is gonna lose it first?
I say A-Town Down Under. And I also say on AEW, Roderick Strong.
You think he's losing to
Will Ospreay?
Will Ospreay? Okay.
Of course.
Okay. You think AEW could afford to do a double champion if you feel like they're going to take the storyline for by the time they get to All In to have Swerve? You think he'll drop the title before that and then he'll just be the number one contender going for Swerve's title? Or do you think he'll have, it'll be champion versus champion?
I think champion versus champion.
Okay. That would be decent booking. I'll tune into that.
Yeah. Me personally, I don't like Becky Lynch, so I always want her to lose. But in reading the business, I really think that I'm agree with you that the tag team titles. One of them is going to drop it. I think A-Town Down Under is probably going to drop it first, seeing how they got that big match against Orton and KO. But I also think that Willow Nightingale is going to lose her title sooner rather than later.
Wait, when
Because
they
it's
got a match against Orton and KO?
Backlash was announced.
I don't see that. I don't see them losing at Backlash because now I think the Bloodline is going to get involved and ruin that. You know that
Okay.
eight down will keep it. Yeah.
But I mean, if you put it on our RKO, the team RKO, whatever they are now,
Right.
it makes sense because is this a chance for the Bloodline to really get gold again? Because he who holds the gold holds the power, and if they're going back to power to
Right.
set themselves straight, it would be good for them to get the newly crowned, coveted WWE tag titles. But I guess we'll all have to wait and see. Well, that was your pick. Next.
All right. So our next topic we're going to get into is we all are always very excited when they bring around the King of the Ring. And this version, the new version, is the King and Queen of the Ring tournament. So who do you
Like
all
last
think?
year.
Right. Or, I think it was 2 years ago. Wasn't it 2 years ago?
Or the year before last year, one of them.
Yeah, I think they're doing it every 2 years now. But anyway, who do you all think is going to win the Queen and King of the Ring? Diesel Washington. Who you think gonna win?
Gunther for the male king. Well, of course, Gunther for King of the Ring, and female women. I'm not sure. I don't know who's going to be in it. So if I was to book it and I was to throw someone in there, I would say Shayna Baszler.
That was my pick.
That was my
Wow,
pick.
the
Yeah,
Queen
she
of
is a- she-
Spades, also the Queen of Rings.
Queen of
Wow,
the Ring.
good
That's
choice,
right.
D.
Come on now. Come on now. Brandon.
two ring Matt kings and queens. Like, come on.
Yep.
That would actually be good. I'm going with King of the Ring.
Dominance.
I'm gonna have to agree with you. I'm gonna go with Gunther, although I think King Rico has a nice ring to it if Ricochet was to be the King of the Ring, but only again, like I've been saying for a very long time, only if he is healed and on some cocky shit. You can't announce no other champion as champion, but me, the Speed champion, Samantha, being abusive Mark Merrow, the Sable, like get a crew, be seen with kisses all over him. Like that's the Ricochet I want to see if he was King Rico. Now with the women, I think I haven't seen the brackets yet, but I think that Tiffany Stratton would be a good Queen of the Ring because it will enrich her rivalry with Charlotte once Charlotte returns. Because that's what I think this is a whole storyline to get Tiffany versus Charlotte, who's the queen, and if she's the Queen of the Ring, it's dope.
Mash out.
King, I was
Mash
going.
out King.
You damn right. I was
Takes
going.
a king to know one.
That's right.
I was gonna go with Gunter, but D took mine, so I'm gonna change to my second pick was gonna be Shinsuke. I said that it's time for Shinsuke to get a decent type of win here. So he's my second pick with that, and I'm gonna still stick with. Well, actually, no. I'll go to Zoe Starks. I'm gonna go with Shayna Baszler first, but I'll go with Zoe Starks as the Queen of the Ring.
That's a good pick.
That is a good pick.
Dope. And I think it is gonna be Gunther. The writing's probably gonna be on the wall with that. They're gonna have a lot of the repeat King of the Rings in there with Sheamus and Shinsuke and Xavier Woods and whatnot. Baron Corbin probably. But I think either Gunther or Ricochet is gonna come out as King of the Ring. I just hope that this time around, unlike the last King and Queen of the Ring, when they actually give these winners the proper push and the proper elevation. Xavier Woods won last time and it just kind of died out, you know what I mean? And then Zelina won the very first Queen of the Ring, and she had a bit of a good heel run, but then hers died out as well. So I just feel like whoever wins, they just give them a great push. And I think my female woman Queen of the Ring should be Naomi, or Shayna Baszler. I think that's who I would like to see win Queen of the Ring because
Mm.
I don't know if Naomi's going to get a world title opportunity anytime soon, and
She's
with
getting one at Backlash.
the whole no, I mean like a reign, sorry, a run as champion. That's what I'm saying. And I think with the whole mid card title coming for the women, I think that may be a good avenue for Naomi to go to because they definitely gonna have Bianca and Jade as tag champs. So
Yeah.
that does it for the pinning perspectives for me. You know what I mean? I like
Oh,
for the
someone
fans to
said
tune in. Oh, Damian Priest, then what?
and
Then Edge.
Edge. Then Edge.
Get that comment. This person's not even keeping up with the with the current product.
Think Edge gonna be the king of the ring? Okay.
Right,
No.
right.
They said they talking about who think they're gonna lose the
Oh, their
championship.
Oh,
titles.
Edge gonna lose
Oh,
the
okay.
belt, the title.
Okay.
And who was
Damian
the other one?
Priest.
Oh, Damian Priest. Oh, those are good picks. Yeah. I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah, yeah.
turnabout is foul play. Damian did kick
Right.
Edge out of,
Damien.
the Judgment Day.
I really
Love
think
that.
Damien is definitely gonna be transitional champ, but we'll see
Oh
what
yeah,
happens.
but Edge might. I mean, Adam Copeland might lose it to Malachi Black. I could see that.
And
For them
Oh,
to
that's
finally,
try
who
to
he's fighting
Malachi,
solidify the
for it?
spot.
Because I'm lost on what's going
yeah,
on with Adam.
Yeah,
yeah,
they're gonna
finally,
be
like,
fighting for it at Double or Nothing, I believe.
finally Malachi Black could get a singles title
Mm-hmm.
in
Okay, well,
AEW.
that was the pen and perspective, ladies and gentlemen, because I'm getting to wrap it up from the show producer. Clearly, that's what I thought I was. But moving right along, we're gonna go with our wrestler of the week, right? So, wrestler of the week, Denzel Washington. Who's your wrestler of the week, and why? If you want to say.
My wrestler of the week is man, you caught me. You caught Will Ospreay. I'm gonna go Will Ospreay.
Wow, you
As
went with an
well.
AEW guy. Very well. Times are
Real
really
lost.
Yeah.
changing.
Right.
Times
I
are
like
changing.
He was highly entertained.
between
This
the
week.
match that he had on last Sunday between him and Daniel Bryan. Excellent match. It was a good match, and then to see him on Dynamite and that what do you want to say battle royal that they had.
The
I like that.
6-man pack challenge or something. Yeah.
Yeah, I love seeing him going against Kyle O'Reilly in that match. And it makes me see why they say that he is the best wrestler. But in my eyes, you ain't the best wrestler until you get to WWE. When you get there, we talk.
All right, we'll revisit that in 2027.
You all right, son. You all right, son.
Yeah, it's,
Masquerade Cam, who's your wrestler of the week?
oh man, there was a lot of great wrestling this week from AEW, WWE, TNA. However, I'm gonna have to go with the new AEW World Heavyweight Champion,
That was my guy.
Strickland. I swear, when it drop, yeah,
Please stop. You don't
come
need to
on,
do
son. You know what I mean? It is what it is, baby. Let's do it.
Nate, I thought you picked the crap. Go ahead, Mash
Bro,
out. Who's your wrestler of the week?
My wrestler of the week, you can't just said it. It was
We
Swerve.
all can have the same wrestler if we wanted to. It's the best wrestler. It's the best wrestler.
Yeah,
Man.
I want to congratulate him again.
I can't wait till next season when we all just pick actually different wrestlers throughout the season because I swear we've been saying the same name throughout the whole season. You know how many times we done said Swerve?
But I mean,
Spoiler
we all
alert,
recognize
next season
greatness.
we'll only be voting for one wrestler of the week. Spoiler alert.
Oh,
Aha.
So we
Real
go
producer
nominate
here.
and then see.
Yeah. It's the real producer here, and I just wrap it up. My wrestler of the week this week is going to go to Leon Slate, Myron Reed. They had a match, very good match on TNA. Of course, Mike Santana had his first match at TNA. He took on Myron Reed. Very dope match. Y'all can look at it on YouTube. They put it on YouTube. If you don't have CW, they put it on like a few days later or a week later. You can look at the whole match. Dope match between Myron Reed and Mike Santana. And Leon Slater is going to be taking on Zachary Wentz and Trey Miguel, and that is going to be bananas. So that's my two wrestlers of the week.
what's on CW?
TNA.
TNA come on CW now?
Oh, that's local programming. That's right. Anybody get that channel.
I thought
But yeah,
TNA come
you
on.
can
I
catch
thought
on.
TNA come on Access.
No, it comes on
No,
CW now.
the TKO Endeavor deal. You remember?
What?
We talked about it several weeks ago.
TNA
It's all
is
right.
on CW.
Yes, it is.
Channel
It
11.
is. Yeah.
Channel 11.
Hicks.
1-1.
Yeah. Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Since when?
Yeah.
It's been a
I thought that was
few.
NWA that was supposed to come on CW.
Nope. Remember, we reported it here on this show. But with that being said, you're already talking. If you want to go into your final words, Diesel Washington.
No, motherfucker. Wait. TNA is on.
Because you got to go at 10:30 and it's 10:31. So
Oh
you're right.
yeah.
Yeah, final thoughts.
Final thoughts.
Yeah, I think you need to calm down. So I just want to send my prayers out to one of my childhood friends right now. He's currently going through something, so he's in the hospital. Just want to send my prayers out to him and his family and his closest loved ones. I'm praying for you. All right, that's my final thought.
Okay, we want to send our prayers and healing powers out to your friend going through what he's going through.
Absolutely.
In the hospital. We all here. We got you. D's definitely gonna look out for you. D, any last thing you want to say about the season in all before we let you go? Because I ain't rushing no more.
Yeah, thank you. Because I mean, it's not that serious. It's been one hell of a ride. You know, it's been some lumps and bumps in the turnbuckles. You know what I mean? I done took mines. I done took a couple of body slams. I done sold. Now I ain't talking about drugs. I'm talking about some of the moves.
Right.
It was a good season for me. It was a good learning experience. I'm still learning. Thank you for tuning in. If you have any thoughts, opinions, or comments that you would love to say to me, I would like for them and for you to go fuck yourself, because I ain't taking none of
What?
it.
They didn't even give it to you yet.
Just go fuck yourself. Nah. Just thank you for sticking with us, supporting the show. Y'all my brothers. Tam, you are the friend of the family. Like you are like.
There you go. I'm invited to the barbecue. I like that. I'm at the cookout.
No, you didn't say that part. But
Yeah, that's what friends of the family do. They show up to the barbecue, show up to the cookout.
you show up, not that you invited. It's a difference.
Exactly. You like Hakeem. You just be at the breakfast table. We're like, how this nigga get in the house? Like, you know what I mean? Like that. You know what I mean? But I'll see y'all next season, Lord willing.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't mean to keep them going. I'm gonna toss it on to my other guys, man. Go on. I love y'all.
Love
Hope
you
love
too.
me. No, I ain't talking
Love you
about
too,
some other
brother.
people out there that's watching us, but I love y'all too.
Like, share, and subscribe. These are watching. Davin Grace.
Make sure y'all hit them that bell, man, so you get the notifications when we come on. I know y'all love us. We love y'all.
Yeah.
Man,
All that.
God damn it. Shit. Love y'all, man.
At the beginning of the season, he was Sour Diesel. He became Diesel Washington mid-season, and now he is the amazing David Grace. That's been Diesel Washington, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna move on to the Masquerade.
Down now gracefully.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Wow,
So
what you did there, amazing. Masquerade Cam.
Yo, man,
Final
I just want to say, I really love this opportunity, and I love y'all. I really, really appreciate the support and the ups and downs and all the positive feedback that I get with you guys. The growth is just amazing, and I appreciate you. Life is full of opportunities, you know what I mean? And I just want you all to know to make sure you take advantage of them. And it's too short to let it pass you by.
You do look like him. You do look like Too Short. That is short.
I thought you was gonna say Caillou.
Let me say,
Mash up.
I
Yeah.
think I gotta Google out. I gotta Google Too Short. I don't
You
recall.
know
say
Too Short?
Yeah.
bitch.
From
Looking
the
like
Bay
me though.
Area?
No,
From the Bay
he's just
Area?
joking.
I'm sorry. You
Looking
know what?
like
My
a
bad.
me.
Go ahead.
Not
All
looking
right.
like
Finish
me.
Hell of a season. A lot of ups and downs, sometimes more downs than ups. And nonetheless, next season we're gonna come back bigger, better. We love you. We love everybody that came on the show this season
Oh
as
yeah, shout
guests.
out to the guests.
You know what I mean? And I enjoy doing this podcast with these three gentlemen every single Sunday night. That might change as well. So nonetheless,
Your brothers in Cam.
exactly.
Think about your brothers in Cam. Oh, that's what we write next season. That's what we might call this. The brothers in Cam.
The brothers again. All right, that's it for
Then
me.
it becomes, Cam and the Pipettes,
No,
the
because just
Dreamettes,
think
and the
about it. No,
Scholarettes.
just think about it. The double entendre. The brothers in Cam.
And Cam. Got
Because
it.
we all the brothers in Cam.
You guys are so clever. I wish we had that all season. With that being said, I'm going to go
Oh,
with random thought and my final thought. I'm going to
This
take
guy.
the time out to thank each and every last one of you who tune in each and every week. We started with just three guys from Brooklyn who had a love for professional wrestling. And now we've even grown, right? We've added a fourth guy. We've
From
had
Brooklyn.
guests on the show. Jay Bougie, Exodus Prime, Sean Wachter, is that how you say his name? Sean
Yes.
Wachter, Naja Small, Theo Ivory, Janelle from HR, Warren Rent, Black from the Jobbeteers, and the Sped Ed Kids, along with Kofi Weedston, Jay White from Blam, who we had just last week, who we're going to probably do some very interesting things come next season because bigger and better is coming next season, season 4. I'll say simply to all of y'all who came on and gave us an opportunity when you didn't. You had a great interview. You got 5 on it. You were blamed. You were all of that. I think simply say thank you. With that being said, I'll leave you with a random thought. Today's random thought. It takes an experience to know an experience. Takes one to know one. And that is my final thought. Thank y'all so much. We are DATHREE Amigos. I'll spell it AMIGOS on Instagram, and we are the DATHREE Amigos Podcast 1 at Gmail. Let us know what you think of the show. If you feel like you can be a potential guest on this show, also email us so that we can get you all ready for season 4. Thank y'all so much for tuning into another great episode, another great season. Like, subscribe, share. Don't forget us. Also, tune into our Instagram because for the major pay-per-views while we are away, PLEs and pay-per-views while we are away, we will give our feedback, comment, and predictions on our social media page. So don't be left out. Don't feel left out. Tune in. Thank y'all so much. Have a great night, a great life. And we thank you so much for watching and listening. Take care of yourself and each other.